Right then, hello everyone and welcome back to the ACOC here for round number 7 of the 2020 Porsche Super Cup. We are here at the penultimate round for the second of the Bahrain double headers. We're back at the Bahrain International Circuit and we have one or 2 rounds to go technically, but after this one it'll be 1 round to go in the championship and we could have it decided here in the desert of Bahrain as well. So we have 20 minutes of qualifying just ahead of us, with the Bahraini sunset in the distance. Ryan Adam in the Dynamic Motorsport is the first man out on track. In the commentary booth today, my name is Miran Evji, joining you for once again another Porsche Super Cup event. We had a thrilling race here last time out, where Erki Nyt would seal his first career victory, and the gap at the top would diminish obviously after Brown and Juma both made gains on championship leader Gabriel Gomez, bringing that lead gap down to only 6 points. So it is going to be very, very close and very, very tight if Gomez wants to secure the championship here at Bahrain. Yes, very, very good to be here at this track. Once again, we're going to have Formula 2 and Formula 1 here as well. And as we're going to go on board with the Italian in the Dynamic Motorsport, Ryan Adam, who will just start his lap, let's go through the track. So, the Bahrain International Circuit, located in the desert region of Sakhir in Bahrain. It was opened in March of 2004 and cost a grand total of $150 million to build. Designed by infamous track architect Herman Tilke, the track was sanctioned by the royal family of Bahrain to host Formula 1, and it did so in its opening year, hosting the 2004 Bahrain Grand Prix, and has hosted the Bahrain GP ever since, with a break in 2011 due to civil unrest in the country. But the track has been praised not only for its and not only for the racing aspect, but things like medical facilities and safety standards. So the track has and still is very, very innovative to this day. Obviously doesn't only host Formula 1, the 6 Hours of Bahrain with the World Endurance Championship is a big staple around here. And then you have things like the World Touring Car Championship, FIA GT, V8 Supercars even came here at one point. And then you have a slew, a plethora of different touring car series, both national, continental, and international. So there are so many different racing series that have come here. This is the second time that the Porsche Super Cup will officially visit this track, and if last time is anything to go by, we should be in for quite a thriller. This layout, which has been present since 2005, is 5.4 kilometers long, 15 turns, and we should expect laps somewhere around 2-minute mark as Adam makes his way around the final corner. We just saw the beautiful sunset here at Bahrain, heading down into the final corner on the back straight. Adam goes across the line. It's a 2-minute 3.4 for the Italian. That's going to be the benchmark time for the rest of the drivers to beat, and immediately it is beaten by Rubinho Gonzalez, his Dynamic Motorsport teammate, and Jake Tillisley, who is P4 in the championship after his podium, his P2 place at the last race. So he properly is in the championship fight as well. As a function of Chao Shynut will now take the fastest spot. Aiden Smith will get himself up into 7th, as Axel Socki, the Norwegian, will now take 2nd. So well done from them. There's Nick Tander in 8th as Khalfan Juma slots into 3rd. The man who did impress quite a bit last time out. He'll be wanting to do that again and continue the championship charge in his rookie season of the ACOC. As Koto Sambi has got himself up into second. Well done then from the Kenyan. There's Yuta Horigome in 13th. As the Japanese man's gone across the line. There's Jokubas Zukauskas, the Lithuanian, slowest out of the bunch. About a tenth of Adam in 14th. As there goes Pearson. Now takes that not very coveted spot of slowest driver on the board. Gabriel Gomez, the Brazilian, will slot into 7th, just behind his championship rival Henry J. Brown. Once again, the championship rivals looking close here at Bahrain, as Hoàng Minh Nguyen will go up into 5th. Good lap from the Vietnamese driver. He will be behind Mateusz Material. As I believe that's everyone across the line with their laps. So it is currently Phongchanouk Chaoshainat, the Thai driver, currently is on provisional pole with 13.5 minutes to go, from Ekoto Sambi in 2nd, and then Axel Socki in 3rd. So quite interesting, as Henry J. Brown now will get himself up into P5. He will be 3 thousandths off, as Erki Nyt, the winner here last time out, will get himself up into P3. Good lap from the Estonian, trying to prove to the field that his win was not only a one-hit wonder, as you do say. Aiden Smith goes up into P10, so another GP Elite car does set an improvement. As they're up into P4, now goes Nick Tanner, the Australian, 10th off Phongchanouk Chaoshainat, and only, and he actually equals, I should say, the lap time of Axel Socki, but he gets 4th on the smallest of margins, as Mateusz Material will now take 2nd here in qualifying with a 2:02.325. The lead that Chaoshainat has is slowly coming down, as everyone seems to be setting improvement after improvement here at Bahrain. So yeah, good lap from Mateusz Material, who has scored points in every race in his PSC career so far, bar the last one at Bahrain. So he'll be wanting to break his duck, so to say. As we're looking at Pearson now in 16th, the American who obviously won at Mexico City. Will be wanting to repeat his successes in these final 2 rounds. We'll see if he is going to be able to do it. As Hoàng Minh Nguyen now in 7th, fighting Yuta Horigome there through turn 2. Are they going to be side by side? Nguyen gets Horigome, as Yuta's trying to retaliate on the man from Vietnam. He's going to go to the inside, heading into turn 4. Will he make the pass on track? I do wonder. No. Horigome is going to have to stay behind Nguyen for the time being. As there goes Alexander Arnold up into P4 in the Team GP Elite. Very, very well done from Arnold then, as the former Formula 1 driver gets himself up into P4. That's P5 as his teammate Aiden Smith, who goes up into P4, and he's going to go down to P6, Arnold, as Axel Socki now gets himself back up into the top 5. The Norwegian, with a 2-minute 2.341, gets himself up into 5th position in the FAC Autotech. Nicely done then, as it is 2 FAC cars in P2 and P5, so they are looking quite strong at the moment. My apologies, had to go for a bit. But yeah, back to qualifying then. 9 minutes to go here at the Bahrain International Circuit for qualifying. As there goes Aidan Smith up into second. The Irishman looking very, very strong on pace at the moment. He's going to go down to third, though, as the other man, Axel Sokki, the Norwegian, will improve and get himself ahead of Smith by only 0.02 of a second here at Bahrain, as we're looking at the man who's leading the championship, Gabriel Gomez, all the way down in P16 at the moment. That is not where the BWT Lechner racing driver would want to be in this session. He's going to want to improve, as his rivals are all in the points, bar Jama and Tildesley. There's still 8 minutes to go for Gabriel, so he's going to have plenty of time to improve in this session then, as he heads into the final two corners of this track, turn 14 and 15, as he will continue the lap then. Let's see what Gomez is going to be able to manage then, as he's going to go across the line, and it is no improvement for Gabriel Gomez. 0.5 off his own time, so the pace just isn't there for the Brazilian at the moment. I wonder if the Lechner team have sent him out in the wrong setup as he goes down to the last, as Yuto Horigome, the Japanese driver, now gets up into P10. Very, very good lap actually from Yuto Horigome, who has struggled in his first 5 Corsa Super Cup races, as up into provisional pole goes Ryan Adam. The Dynamic Motorsport driver will take provisional pole with 7 minutes to go. It's a 2-minute 2.267, and Functional Xiaoshai that finally gets dethroned of his qualifying lap. As I do say that, Alexander Arnold storms onto provisional pole. The German has finally done it. Could this be the end of the podium drought in Porsche Super Cup for Arnold, as he will go on to provisional pole with 7 minutes to go? What a lap from Alexander Arnold. Was a very, very good lap from Ryan Adam, but Arnold pulled out the most crucial lap, and I have to say he should be proud of that one, as the former Formula 1 driver will now sit in P1. But the question is then if he is going to be able to defend that pole time, as right now he's got his fellow Team GP Elite teammate there up ahead, and he is getting a bit of traffic on his lap, so I'd assume he might come into the pit lane and go out at a later time. So we're going to head down to turn 9 and 10. So we'll see if Arnold's going to be able to defend his pole, or if anyone else is actually going to even be able to take it. We've seen many instances in qualifying before where one driver sets a lap and no one is able to beat it for almost the entirety of the session. And it really does depend for the driver where you get the improvement in. We've seen shock pole positions coming at the dying moments of qualifying, or we see someone taking pole position with 15 minutes to go, and it just remains like that all the way till the end of the session. It really does depend on the type of series and the type of track. So yeah, and I mean that's a nice thing about qualifying in the ACOC. It really just keeps you guessing on what is going to happen, as Khalfan Juma will now go up into 13th. Not quite the points-paying positions the Emirati needs at the moment. So we'll have to see what he's going to be able to do in the later end of the session. Either way, this is going to be good news for the likes of Henry J. Brown and Hwangmin Nguyen, who are not quite in the points, but closer than their rivals at the moment. So we're going to Axel Sokki, then he comes into the pit lane. 2 positions down is his teammate Mateusz Material. So we'll have to see what he's going to be able to do then as he goes across the line. What can the man from Poland, the former Super Formula and WTCR driver, do then as he's going to go across the line? And it will be no improvement for Mateusz at the moment. The pole stays in P6. Looking a bit further down the field then, Khalfan Juma, the Emirati, makes his way down to turn number 9 and 10. The fearsome left-hander of turn number 10. Challenge for the drivers. We've seen quite a few errors at that track in previous races, most notably was Jesper Johansson in the Formula 1 race, where the Swede went off and lost the race lead as a result. So, yeah, it is quite a tricky corner, and it really proves that it even catches out some of the best. As Gomez now comes into the pit lane from last on the grid. Question is then if the Brazilian will go out once again. As we're looking at Yuto Horigome, can the Japanese driver in the third Fach Autotech join his teammates? Not at the moment, but he will remain in P10. Good day for Fach Autotech at the moment, considering all three of their drivers are in the points. So they will be quite happy about that, I am sure. Horigome finally seems to be getting a bit up to speed, hopefully, as Khalfan Juma now improved up into P11, just grazing the points-paying positions, but he does get himself ahead of his two championship rivals, Hwang-Min Nguyen and Henry J. Brown. So even though no points will be awarded for P11, it is still a crucial qualifying spot for the Emirati. As there's Jake Tillisley, the Brit goes side by side with, that's one of the Martinet cars. I'm not sure that is. I think that is function of Chow Shynut, who he is going wheel to wheel with down at turn number 4. Tillisley goes on the outside line, and yes, that is Chow Shynut, as you can tell by the tie flag by the side window of the car as the two go wheel to wheel. Tillisley gets Chow Shynut on the outside line, and he will hold P16, or not P16, sorry, it's not a race. He will hold the on-track position then, so Shynut's going to try to retaliate on the Brit. Very, very nice battling here in qualifying then, as they try to jostle each other for positions, but Chow Shynut is unfortunately going to have to stay behind. Either way, it's resulted in much of nothing for both of the drivers, as it's only held them up on their laps and lost them big amounts of time. 2 minutes ago then in the session, and crucially, Gabriel Gomez is not coming out. He is going to stay in the pit lane from P18 on the grid. Gomez will be starting dead last in what is going to be one of the most crucial races of his career. Now that is quite the shocker here at Bahrain. Gomez and as well Nguyen in the pit lane. Both in the pit lane, and they will be starting outside of the top 10. So we'll see what they're going to be able to do then. And it's become even worse for the two, as it's none other than Khalfan. The Emirati goes up into provisional pole with 1 minute to go. It's the best possible outcome for the man in the Lechner Racing Middle East. What a lap from Khalfan Juma, and he is going to be elated with that one. That is really what he needs, as he has gotten himself clear of all of his championship rivals at the moment. Wow, what a performance so far from Juma here at Bahrain. It is a sight to behold for the man in his rookie season of the ACOC. He is doing absolutely fantastically here in Porsche Super Cup, and he has really proven to the ACOC paddock that he is a force to be reckoned with. And he's taken once again the Porsche Super Cup field by storm, as I have to say, even though it is pulled by a measly 100th of a second, it is going to be tough to topple him at the moment, especially considering there is so little time in the session to go. And speaking of, the checkup flag is just gonna fall. And as soon as I do say that, Jokubas Zukauskas will take provisional pole. Anything can happen in ACOC, ladies and gentlemen, and it has just been proven. Jokubas Zukauskas will take provisional pole. The Lithuanian in the Dynamic Motorsports. It's a 2 minute 2.152 for Jokubas Zukauskas, and he will take provisional pole here at Bahrain. Oh my goodness, I was just about to say anything can still happen in the ACOC, and my point just gets proven. Incredible scenes here at Bahrain in Porsche Super Cup. But we're going to see Khalfan Juma then as he goes across the line. Can he defend his pole? He improves, but it's only second for Khalfan Juma. Either way, a heroic effort from the Emirati as Axel Sokki will join him in the top 3. What can Functional China do? No proof for him. Next across the line, Henry J. Brown, championship contender. Can he get himself up to the top 10? Yes, he can! As the Portuguese man will be in P5 then with a 2-minute 2.2. It is looking more and more dire for the championship leader, Gabriel Gomez, here at Bahrain. We're talking about how he could seal the championship at this race, but at the moment it doesn't seem to happen, as Aiden Smith now is going to come round the final corner and across the line for the Irishman. What can he do? P4 for Aiden Smith. Very, very well done from the young Irishman, as Nick Tander then it's going to be BWT Lechner's only hope today in P12, as Lechner will be fighting the likes of Team GP Elite and Dynamic Motorsport for P3 in the Constructors. No improvement for Tander. What can Adam do though? The Italian in 7th in his return to Porsche Super Cup, his second race. No improvement, and thus Jokubas Zukauskas takes pole position here at Sakhir. Oh, I gotta calm myself down there a bit. That was one hell of a qualifying here at Sakhir. Zukauskas takes pole position. If you'll excuse me for 5 seconds, I gotta take a sip of my water. Important to stay hydrated while you do commentary. Yes, so qualifying done and dusted then, as we will now go through the grid before lights out here at Sakhir, and it will be Jokubas Zukauskas, the Lithuanian, claims his first ever pole position, as he will start P1 here at Bahrain. But it is going to be no easy feat, as he's got championship contender Khalfan Juma on the front row alongside him. Axel Sokki then will start in P3, as Aiden Smith will be in P4. Alexander Arnold, a very, very good P5 for the German, as Henry J. Brown will be in P6. Ryan Adam takes 7th with Functional Chaushan at P8. P9 is Mateusz Material with the Kenyan Ekoto Sambi rounding out the top 10. Erkinut will take 11th, the man who won here last time out. Let's see what he can do today, as Nick Tander will take 12th from Yuto Horigome in P13. James Morris Pearson will be 14th with Huang Ming Nguyen in P15, as Rubinho Gonzalez will take P16, and the final 2 cars on the grid will surprisingly be Jake Tillisley followed by Gabriel Gomez. Let's see what those two can do today then from the back of the grid, as we're about to get underway here at Sakhir. So we're going to go to 6 lights, 16 laps ahead of us for the penultimate round of Porsche Super Cup. And we're underway here at Sakhir. Good start for Zukauskas then, as he leads off the line. Juma might have to worry about fending off Axel Sokki there in 3rd, as the two are going to go wheel to wheel at the moment. So no problems for the Lithuanian leading off the line, heading into turn number 1. Juma and Sokki going side by side, but the Emirati covers off the Norwegian, heading out of turn number 3 then, as looking down the field, Henry J. Brown has had a very, very good start then, as he is up into P4. Zukauskas then heading out of turn 4 now does still hold the lead of the race, or yes, still holds the lead of the race, as Henry J. Brown is going to go side by side then with Alexander Arnold. Through the S's they go. Brown there on the inside line, as it's going to be Alexander Arnold who is just going to hold ahead. Brown's going to retaliate though down into turn number 8. He's on the inside line as the two go wheel to wheel. Brown will need every single point that he can get today, as we're going to head down into turn number 9 now. Brown's going to have the outside line. Bit of a slide for Alexander Arnold, but he's able to cover off Henry, as he actually went a bit deep into the corner. He made a mistake into turn 10, and that in fact is going to allow Henry J. Brown to retaliate on Arnold, as no, actually not. And it is going to be Alexander Arnold who does hold his position. Oh, and that's Tander running wide then on the start as we head through turn 11. Tander is going to be wheel to wheel with James Morris Pearson, as Pearson's having a look on the outside line at the moment, though nothing's going to come out of it as Tander will hold 10th. There is Hwangmin Nguyen, who's not had the start he needs. He's going to get past Jake Tildesley for P15 as looking a bit further up the field. Gabriel Gomez has had a very, very good start then in 12th as we're down to 16 cars. I wonder what's happened at the start. We must have missed some crash or something, but Gomez is going to go side by side with Erki Nytt as the two will go wheel to wheel then heading down into turn number 1. There up ahead is one of the Fuck Autotech cars. I think that's Material on to Ryan Adam heading into turn number 1. The two go wheel to wheel. There up ahead is Sakoto Sambi and Function of Xiao Shai not fighting each other as well. Material goes round the outside then out of turn number 3. Mateusz will be ahead for 8th. Nice move from the Polish driver. As there is a Koto Sambi then down the inside line. He goes of Alexander Arnold as Henry J. Brown got past him a lap earlier. I think there's actually a timing glitch because Arnold isn't showing up on the timing sheet on the left, which might explain why it only says 16 cars. So I don't think there was a crash. I think the timing screen is just a bit glitched. Apologies for the inconvenience, but we're still being treated to a very, very good battle here as Sambi goes to the inside of Alexander Arnold. The two are going to be side by side then heading out. We're heading into turn number 8, 9th and 10. Arnold with the slide. He's going to go deep. Sambi gets the bit of oversteer as well then into turn 10. He's not got the best of exits. Could that allow Material there at the back to try something then? Is he going to make it 3 wide? Yes, he is at the turn 11. Sambi in the middle. Then as they're 3 wide heading into turn 11. Material just have to back out of it. Arnold runs a bit wide there on the curb, trying to keep his position into turn 12. Sambi uses all the available road to him, but it ultimately isn't enough as Alexander Arnold will hold P6 then ahead of Ekoto Sambi. What a battle in the first opening laps here at Bahrain as Tander was trying it on a dam. That could allow James Morris Pearson to try and line up an overtake on the Australian as they head into the final corner. Pearson on the inside line, but Tander isn't having any of it. Round the outside, he does defend into the final 2 corners. As Adam then still chasing down Material for 8th. Erki Nytt chasing down Pearson for, I believe, 11th. At the moment. I have no idea why they aren't showing up on the timing screens. This is a very, very strange glitch, but unfortunately we'll have to just deal with it for the time being. As Tildesley then down in P15, coming off his P2 finish at Bahrain last time out. This is not what he wants for the second of the Bahrain races. So, yeah, it is quite the shame for Jake at the moment. Really not what he needs at the moment. As we're going to get a replacement timing board then. For the time being, since our ACTV plugin doesn't want to work. So on the right, you have the actual timing screens. We'll just have it on the left, the bugged out one, because it's easier to circle through the driver cameras. So yeah, apologies for the inconvenience, but this is how we'll have to do things, and it is only a temporary measure, of course. As Adam then heads down the back straight, all the cars still very, very close together. As for the race lead then, Jakubas Zukauskas leads by 0.6 seconds, so it's not that big of a gap. Juma is still trying to pester him, and speaking of Juma, he actually does set the fastest lap now. It's a 2 minute 2.179 from the man from the United Arab Emirates, not too far from home obviously, looking to secure another podium finish here. And looking at the championship at the moment, if things do finish as they stand, Khalfan Juma will take the lead of the championship by 10 points. Here at Bahrain, heading into the final round at Interlagos. We'll see how things are going to shape up, as I have to say, Juma's season has been nothing short of incredible so far, scoring points in every single race, bar the opening one at Mugello. He's done absolutely fantastically in his first full season of the ACOC, not to mention his Super Formula appearances as well. Ekoto Sambi is one man who's done well in Porsche Super Cup as well, currently in 7th. He is chasing down functional Xiao Shainat for P6 at the moment. So it's going to be interesting to see what is going to happen there, as Sambi, I have to say, has been looking quite well on his debut. In the 3 appearances he has made in PSC so far, he scored points in every single one of them. So yeah, the man who did struggle in WTCR obviously seems to be enjoying himself a bit more in PSC, which is obviously very, very nice to see. Looking a bit further down the field, one man who obviously does have more experience than Sambi, Nick Tander, who debuted all the way back in 2018 or in IndyCar. It wasn't the team he debuted with, doesn't really come to mind at the moment, but yeah, Tander has had quite a lengthy career compared to some of these other guys. So yeah, he does have quite a bit of experience behind the wheel, just not particularly in touring cars, I would say. Or no, not touring cars, but GT cars. These are. As Tilsley as well, a man who's competed in the ACOC ever since its inception in 2017. So yeah, he is a driver of well, I have to say, he's a driver of lots of experience in the ACOC. As Tander chases down a Damdan. Heading into turn number 8, we've got about 10 or just about 11 laps to go in this race then. So already 5 laps have passed. Zukauskas has held the race lead ever since. Juma in 2nd, chasing down the leading Lithuanian in the dynamic motorsport. It'll be interesting to see what is going to happen here, as Dynamic Motorsport are pushing for surprisingly their first win this season, which is not something I was really expecting, but yeah, it is happening at the moment. And Juma, obviously, who hasn't scored a single race win this season either, is chasing down his first as well. So it'll be really, really interesting to see what is going to happen. But Juma, you can tell it, you can see in the way he's driving, he wants that race win today, because he needs just the most amounts of points possible compared to his rivals Henry J. Brown and Gabriel Gomez, obviously. As we head down the start-finish straight on that last lap, Khalfan Juma lapping 0.2 faster than Zukauskas at the moment, so he just needs to continue this pace, as he's actually going to have a look on the inside line, but he jumps over the curb there, and that's upset the car a bit. Gap's gonna go down. Gap's gonna go up to 0.5, so I think he might have gotten a bit too greedy there with the lines he was trying to take, but he is gonna be in 2nd then for the time being. But I think it has served the reminder to Zukauskas that Juma is there and he's wanting to take the position. I should note that Juma isn't alone in this battle for the race lead. Behind him, Axel Socki is in 3rd, only 0.6 of the Emirati. So yeah, no more mistakes for Juma at the moment, because one simple mistake could result in Axel Socki, the Norwegian, trying to get past for 2nd and himself trying to have a crack for the race lead. So we'll have to see what is going to happen there. Ryan Adam, we go back to the Italian once again, who is now going to score his first points in PSC this season, as he's chasing Amateurs Material. Back up the field then to Khalfan Juma in second through turn number 12. It'll be really, really interesting to see what is going to happen then as we round the final corner. Jamal heading down the back straight through into turn 14 and 15. He's going to guarantee to get the best exit out of here and down the start finish straight. We'll see if he's going to be able to line up a move then into turn number 1. 5/10 the gap between him and the race leader, but to our surprise here, Zhukauskas is actually lapping faster on that previous lap. He's going to try and move on the inside line. They make contact for the race lead. Juma gone into the back of Zhukauskas. Is there going to be damage to the Emirati's car? I think there is. You can see a bit of damage to that front bumper, but Juma once again gets a bit greedy into turn number 1 and just goes into the back of Zhukauskas, and I'm sure Jokubas won't be happy at all about that. Juma not afraid to get the elbows out here at Bahrain, it looks like, but yeah, that is certainly interesting. Very, very interesting indeed then, as yeah, Zhukauskas is going to have to worry about defense, but I have to say, it is interesting seeing driving like this from a rookie, not afraid to push the limits of the car and his competitors, obviously, but I do think that damage to the front is going to wear him down a bit. So, yeah, we'll have to see what happens. It could maybe have a slight impact of lap times, but he's just going to have to soldier on then to try and close down the gap on Zhukauskas once again. As we head through turn 12 and then 13. Down the back straight then. At the moment, this is going to be Juma's 3rd podium this season. That's going to be the most out of any driver in Porsche Super Cup this season. And I have to say, for a man who's a rookie, it is absolutely incredible to see this type of pace. As we head down into turn number 1 then, is Juma going to try a cheeky look on the inside again? No, he stays back this time being. He's learned his lesson, it looks like. And he will stay back, as Alexander Arnold now says the fastest lap of the race. So the man in P7 is doing quite a good job at the moment. He's stolen that 1 point away from Khalfan Juma, and Juma won't be too happy about it, considering he's in the championship now, and he wants every single point possible here at Bahrain. Through turn 8 then, and down into turns 9 and 10. We'll see what he is going to be able to do. As the gap has been fluctuating between 4 and 6 tenths in these past laps, but Zhukauskas, I have to say, through all of this, has been keeping a very, very cool head, and the Lithuanian looks to be on course for a win here. But as the age-old saying goes in the ACOC, it's never over until it is over. Anything can and will happen in this race, I am sure of it. As we head down the back straight then, Juma trying to close that gap down, trying to get in the slipstream. Not a lot he can do then as he heads down into the corner. Gap is about 4 tenths Did he maybe get the better exit compared to Zukauskas? I think he did. I'm not sure. As do we have Giuseppe in the commentary booth?
Yeah, I just walked in the door. Hello.
Oh, well, hello, Giuseppe. Great to have you here alongside me. That is obviously if you do want to do a commentary. I'm never gonna. But yeah.
Oh, no, I might as well. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Super Cup is always a nice series to commentate.
Yeah, great to have you here then. For Porsche Super Cup, we've done 9 out of 16 laps here at the Bahrain International Circuit. Jakub Zukauskas has been leading from pole at the moment, but he has faced extensive pressure from Khalfan Juma in second and then Axel Socki in third. And then you have the championship contenders of Gomez, Tildesley and Nguyen out of the points. So this is quite a good race for Henry J. Brown and Khalfan Juma to capitalize on the other guys' mistakes. As it stands, obviously, heading out of this race, Khalfan Juma will lead the championship by 6 points from Henry J. Brown.
Yeah, as you can see right now, it is Gomez actually in the lead, but with this P12 finish, is really not doing himself any favors here. So with the remaining laps, he'll surely have to, I don't know, put a rocket ship on his car, like Alonso said, and maybe not finish 11th. So.
Yeah. He had a very, very good start then, considering he started in P18. He's gone up 4 positions up into P14. However, at the moment, obviously, that's still not going to be enough for points. And judging by how his positioning has been for these last few laps, it looks all but certain, or it doesn't look very certain, I should say, for Gomez to go up a few positions. But still 7 laps to go. Things could change in this race.
Yes, indeed. As we see all the cars going down the front stretch. Bahrain, of course, very nice track, to be honest. I always like it. It just has an element of everything, you know. Very nice track to race around.
Indeed. We always have very, very good races around here as well. Not to mention the Formula 1 Bahrain Grand Prix last week, which was very, very exciting. If you did miss that race, it's available on our YouTube channel, so you can check it out after this race. But yeah, Bahrain, I've said this multiple times as well. It is one of my absolute favorite racing tracks ever, because as you said, it's got a little bit of everything. It's got the fast flowing corners, and it's got the slow, more technical corners. It's got a lot of overtaking opportunities, and you can carry great battles throughout all these corners, especially this chicane that the drivers are going through now. It really just is a test of might and bravery if you can carry it up on alongside through those corners, and especially this corner as well, heading down into turn number 10. It is a fantastic racing complex, I have to say, and one of Hermann Tilke's finest works.
That I'll have to agree there for sure. As the standings have pretty much stayed the same, Zukauskas has a pretty good 1 second lead over his contender for the first place, Juma. I hope I pronounced that correctly.
Yeah.
Right now, a bit of quiet field. I only see. I mean, they're all compact, but they don't really dare to go for a move just yet. But that may change in the following laps.
Yeah, Giuseppe, I should also mention to you, Joma, who was gaining by a lot in these past few laps, he's been pushing to try and get past Zukauskas. He's actually having to back off now, or he's losing out, because Zukauskas has picked up the pace. The gap's up to 1.1 seconds, and it's down to 4. And look, as I do say that, he's actually set the fast lap of the race.
Zukauskas surely is better. He's probably thinking better safe than sorry, and he's getting the gap up now to then have a bit of breathing room in the later laps. At least that's my interpretation of it.
Yeah, I mean, there's always the philosophy in the ACOC and I guess racing as a whole. But for the amount of laps you push, the same amount of laps you need to back off. So Juma is going to have to slow down on the pace then, if he doesn't want to absolutely kill his tires. And at the moment, it's advantage to Zukauskas as he is just pulling away into the distance. Gap is up to 1.4 now.
1.5 now here. So
Yeah,
but Jamal also has to watch out for Soki behind him because he's less than a second behind. And he's keeping that gap steady. But even then, Soki has to watch out for Smith, as I noticed he also has a close gap. It's a very close field. Can't really predict.
indeed. It is very, very close at the moment. This is the biggest gap on the field at the moment, bar Nick Tander to Ryan Adam. But yeah, it is looking good for Zukauskas at the moment, as we only have 5 laps to go, Giuseppe. So I have to say, it looks all but certain for Zukauskas to take the race win. But well, it's the third time I'm saying it. I think you're probably going to guess what I'm going to say.
I don't know. Never say never, I guess.
Yeah, something like that. It's never over until it's over.
Exactly.
And anything can and will still happen. That's going to be my commentator catchphrase. But yeah, as we're looking at Gabriel Gomez then, championship leader, not going to be too happy with this race, as he's chasing down Erkki Nytt for 13th. As we approach lap 12 out of 16, Zukauskas once again with the fastest lap of the race. This man is on fire now.
Yes, indeed. Well, I wanted to ask, maybe a recap also for the new viewers that have joined us in. What happened to the people from 17th to 20th, if there is 20th?
The timing board on the right is the one that's the correct one, because the one on the left seems to be bugged for some reason. I don't know why that is. Pearson and Arnold are missing from the timing board on the left. We just have it up because our cameraman needs to alternate between two of the or between the drivers. So yeah, it is. What was I gonna say? The right one is the one on the right.
Okay, I thought they had like DNFs or something. I didn't know.
Yeah, I thought that in the first few laps as well, but it is quite interesting. But we're looking at Axel Soki then. That gap in the race lead, 2.2 seconds. You see there, Zukauskas just going into the distance, and Soki is going to capitalize on this and try and get up into second. And now this, Giuseppe, is what the likes of Gabriel Gomez and Henry J. Brown are going to need, because that means that Juma, who will be in the lead of the championship of this race, is going to lose out on points.
So we're kind of relying on our man here, Soki, to maybe try and pull off that one move that will put him himself in a very good place to be second. And if I check right now, I don't know exactly where that will put him, but judging by his, well, it would gain him some good points, that's for sure. So it's beneficial for the both of them. I guess it's a win-win situation. But of course, only time will tell.
Yes, indeed. We'll have to see what happens. Zukauskas with yet another fastest lap. Where's this pace been hiding all the race? Either way, I have to say, he's been starting to push in the most crucial of... or he's been pushing in the most crucial part of the race now, because with 3 laps to go, I'm unsure, even if Zukauskas would start backing off, that Juma will be able to gain 2.4 seconds on the race leader.
Yes, indeed, as we are on lap 13 out of 16. So it's about 4 laps, or I guess 3.5 laps, considering where the drivers are, of racing to go. And I saw a lap here around Bahrain is 2 minutes, so that 3.5 laps, enough one would be not that much, but I'd say in Porsche supercars it's even more. So we have a lot of room to work with racing excitement that we get here.
Yes, indeed. 3 laps to go. Anything can still happen, as I do think the action isn't quite over yet here at Bahrain, as we have a very, very interesting battle then forming for second between Axel Soki and Khalfan Juma. So it's going to be really interesting to see who comes out on top here. But yeah, to overtake in Bahrain, you just have to get a tiny bit closer. You just have to get as close as possible and then try to make the overtake, because moves from 1 or 2 car lengths back usually don't work. You have to be, up and alongside to be able to even contend for the overtake here at Bahrain.
Indeed, especially in turns like turn 1, where it's kind of hard to switch back because of the little chicane that we have there. Usually you'd maybe try and pull a switchback move on the driver, but in that turn it kind of neutralized that. I'd say that's just from my personal experience. But it still is a overtaking opportunity, as well as the straight we are going to right now. It's a very nice spot to go for a move, not exceeding track limits, of course, if we look at F1, and go through that chicaney S section, which then brings us to one of the more complicated turns, which is I think turn 10. I really like that turn, especially we get to real life now, where we saw Alonso pull that incredible move on Lewis Hamilton. I really like that one, to be honest.
Oh yeah, it was a fantastic overtake.
Of course, this is ACOC, so Alonso does not exist.
No, I do not know what driver you're talking about. The only Spaniard that we speak about in this house is Rubinho Gonzalez, who is in P16 at the moment. The ACOC's first Spaniard to compete. It is a bit surprising, considering I think we have more Spaniards in the series, but we don't.
Yeah, now that you mention it, I thought there would have been another Spanish driver, but I guess he's the first one to represent the country of Spain, one that has also had many good racing drivers, so it's always nice to see it getting represented.
Yeah, there are a lot of nationalities that only have a few or no drivers at all. One example, obviously, is the man we're looking at right now, Japan. In all of our 4 seasons, he is the first man to represent Japan in the ACOC, which is very, very weird. I have to say, you'd expect obviously there to be more Japanese drivers as well. I recently I conducted a study, I guess you would call it, back in the 2019 season, where I calculated what nationality is the most prominent in the ACOC. Would you like to guess, Giuseppe?
I'd say Sweden.
No, I believe Sweden was 3rd, if I am not mistaken.
I'd say the UK is the most prominent one.
Yeah, the UK I need to find that. I made like a spreadsheet of it, but I think it was the UK, if I am not mistaken, and I believe it was 14. Here it is. So in 2019, yes, we had 14 drivers from the United Kingdom, 12 from the United States. So the US was in 2nd place. And then on a tied 3rd place was Sweden, Italy, and Poland.
But Poland surprised me, to be honest.
Yeah, Poland is surprising. Right now they're on 4. I do believe, yes. They're on 4 drivers. So their ranks have diminished. And Sweden is on 5, I do think. So yeah, it is very interesting to see the nationalities we've had. I think the most exotic nationality we have had was the Solomon Islands. We had a driver compete from the Solomon Islands, which was very, very interesting. We had him in a few races in WTCR last.
Well, you don't see that every day.
No, certainly not. Then Brazil. Brazil was quite a prominent nationality in 2019. Obviously, you consider the likes of Gabriel Gomez. But then in Formula 2, you had the Brazilian trio, as I like to call them, Silva, Poco, and Jimenez, all competed in there. Silva and Poco obviously don't compete anymore, but Jimenez still going strong in Formula 2. And then last season we had Jose Lucas in Porsche Super Cup, and he actually won at Interlagos last season, for those who do remember that race.
We also have a very nice home winner story, but then again, I'd like to remind ourselves, we are right now on the final lap. There's still many questions to be answered, like can Soki get past Juma and do Brown a very big favor there in P5? Will Zukowskas keep his race lead? There's not much time left now.
Yeah, it is going to be a very, very interesting question then, of of who is gonna get it. As we head through the chicane, the night falls on the Bahrain circuit. As you can see, the headlights coming on. So yeah, we'll see if Sakhir's gonna be able to get it. But at the moment, I don't think he's gonna be able to get it.
Of course, now we're heading down one of the four straights we have here at the Bahrain circuit. Very nice straights. As we heading closer and closer to the race end, and the results might be settled.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be anything that Sakhir or Juma can do at the moment. Juma did seem to pick up the pace on this final lap, but it is not going to be enough for Juma. Either way, he will be able to take the championship lead with this result. But heading down into the final couple of corners, it has been a very, very good drive from this man from Lithuania, as Jokubas Zukauskas will take a light to flag victory here in Sakhir. Jokubas Zukauskas is a race winner as he crosses the line to win here at Sakhir. Khalfan Juma will take the championship lead, P2, and gets the fastest lap as well, and the championship will go down 10 points to Interlagos.
Indeed, as the night settles in Bahrain, and so do our race results.
Yes, indeed. Juma just got the fastest lap there at the end. Yeah, very, very well done. But we're going to go through the results then, as I'll take this first page and then I'll let you take the rest. So Jokubas Zukauskas takes the race win. A great drive from the Lithuanian, and Khalfan Juma will get second with the championship lead and the fastest lap. Beautiful drive from Khalfan Juma, but it wasn't quite the race win for him today. Axel Socki will be on the podium once again as he finishes P3, with Aidan Smith in fourth, as Henry J. Brown will be P5, and then Fongchan Chao Shainat will be in P6. Alexander Arnold will take seventh, and Ekoto Sambi will be in eighth, Mateusz Material in P9, and then Ryan Adam will be in 10th. And I'll let you take this.
I was expecting you to go ahead. Nonetheless, outside of the top 10, we have Nick Tander, and following him, we have James Morris Pearson, Eric Init, former championship leader Gabriel Gomez, but I'm pretty sure that's going to change now. Then we have Yuto Horigome, Rubinho Gonzalez, and the last two positions are filled by Jake Tilsley and Huang Min Nguyen.
Yeah, and that will then be it for Porsche Super Cup. Thanks so much for watching the PSC race here at Sakhir. It's been a very, very interesting one. But before we go, Giuseppe, it is obviously time to answer the age-old question of driver of the day. And personally, there are a few people who do come to mind, but I will give mine to Jokubas Zukauskas. Yes, it's basic to give it to the race winner, but that is one heck of a way to secure your first race win, a lights the flag victory, and fending off Khalfan Juma of all people is certainly impressive. He had to face a lot of pressure and he dealt with it beautifully. So he gets my driver of the day. What about you, Giuseppe?
Well, it's hard for me to give it because I wasn't here from the start, but by your description, I'll just agree with you and let's go for Zukauskas. I'm very sorry, I wasn't here since the beginning, so I couldn't really see the race.
I'll allow it. Either way, then, that has been it for PSC here at Sakhir. Thanks so much for watching. Next round of Porsche Super Cup, the final round of PSC at the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache in Sao Paulo. Make sure to not miss it, as Khalfan Juma, Henry J. Brown, Gabriel Gomez, Jokubas Zukauskas, and Jake Tildesley will go head-to-head to become the second Porsche Super Cup champion. The action at Bahrain isn't over though. This weekend we will have the Formula 2 and 1 Sakhir Grand Prix at Bahrain come up, and then obviously Super Formula will be on at Watkins Glen, so make sure to not miss that. But until then, I have been Miran.
And I have been Giuseppe.
Thank you for watching, and we will see you when we will return for Formula 2 at the Sakhir Grand Prix. Thank